So now, continuing that line, Representative Pence is going to be on with Chris Wallace of Fox News, and actually Chris Wallace is going to ask him very good questions. Let's go to clip number 10.
There is, Congressman Pence, a big vote, perhaps this week, coming up on whether to extend unemployment benefits. Republicans say it must be paid for. Here is the president's response.
I've got no problem spending money on tax breaks for folks at the top who don't need them and didn't even ask for them, but they object to helping folks laid off in this recession who really do need help.
Congressman Pence, why is it that extending unemployment benefits has to be paid for, according to Republicans, but extending the Bush tax cuts for the wealthy, which would cost $678 billion, that doesn't have to be paid for?
Well, let me say, look, Republicans, me included, have supported numerous extensions of unemployment benefits. We're anxious to do so again.
Yeah.
But look, the Americans the deficit this year is $1 trillion for the second year in a row and more. The American people have had it with runaway federal spending, deficits and debt, and they want to begin to see men and women in Washington, D.C. begin to make the hard choices and prioritize spending.
But
the other part of it, too,
you're not answering my question. I can understand the argument, pay for the unemployment benefits. Why then not pay for the Bush tax cuts for the wealthy?
Well, I think the reality is that as you study when President Kennedy cut marginal tax rates, when Ronald Reagan cut marginal tax rates, when President Bush imposed those tax cuts, they actually generated economic growth. They expand the economy, they expand tax revenue.
But the deficit still grew.
And so the way, well, the deficit grew under the Reagan administration and the Bush administration for different reasons, and it had a lot to do with spending. The reality is during the Reagan years, for instance, we doubled the amount of revenue that we were sending to Washington, D.C. after the tax cuts took effect.
Okay, look, got to give credit to Chris Wallace for really trying to pin him down on that. Again, he's like, oh, we voted for unemployment benefits many times, and we're anxious to do it again. Well, if you were anxious to do it again, one way would do it would be to do it, to vote for it, instead of vote against it, instead of filibustering it. Filibustering something doesn't really send a signal that you're anxious to do it, right? And then, if you notice, he slipped a little thing in there about we've had over $1 trillion deficit 2 years in a row. Really, who was in charge the year before? Oh, right, Bush was. But he makes it seem like, oh, I don't, 2 years in a row, Obama, No, not Obama, You were in charge one of those years. You're the one who left him $1 trillion deficit. They don't want to spend money on the unemployed because that's not their base. Their base is the people who get them elected is the people who give them money. And the people who give the Republican Party money is the richest people in the country. So you will never get them to say, hey, you know what, maybe we should increase taxes a little bit for the rich. They will say, no, under no circumstances can you tax the rich. Again, on tomorrow's Dylan Ratigan program, at around the 4:30 mark, I'm going to tell you how tax cuts for the rich and tax increases for the rich have worked throughout the history of the United States. Do they make sense? Do they not make sense? I'll give you a teaser. When we tax the rich at really high rates, we have enormous economic expansion. When we don't tax them very much and they keep a huge percentage of the national income, we have recessions and depressions. Okay, so this idea, the Republican idea, that if we just give all the money to the rich, everything's going to be fine, is disastrously wrong. All right, and that's what they won't admit. So now,